What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the next generation Volvo, the EX90.
Come over. Don't fight how you really feel. Come closer to me. I'll give you something to believe in. Come over. Don't fight how you really feel. Come closer, please. I'll give you something to believe in. All I really need's a little motivation to pull you from the other side. What I need to show you is my obligation. How much longer can you hide? Come over. Come over. Don't fight how you really feel. Come closer to me. I'll give you something to believe in. Come over. Come over. Don't fight how you really feel.
So 2 days ago Volvo revealed the EX90 in Stockholm, Sweden, and I trust you have seen plenty of videos about it already, pictures and all that, but in this video we're going to talk a bit more about the specs of the car, as that is pretty much the thing probably most interesting to you as a potential buyer of the EX90. So let's get started. So let's start with the platform of the brand new Volvo EX90, and that is based on the newly developed SPA2 platform from the Geely group. Between Volvo, Polestar and all the other Geely brands, this platform will be used on future models. So the EX90 is the first one on it, and also for example the Polestar 3. Now the benefit of this SPA2 platform is that it is newly developed and focused on electric vehicles. That means that the battery pack is integrated into the floor of the car. So not like for example my C40, it's a bit like in the floor and a bit also on it. Now on the EX90 it's completely in the bottom of the car, and that means of course that there is more space in the interior cabin. That also allows for the EX90 to be a bit lower on the roofline, hence better for aerodynamics, efficiency, less drag of course, meaning better range on your EX90. Now the current EX90 offer, an intro offer of course, comes with a twin motor setup, one in the front and one in the rear. And this all-wheel drive Volvo EX90 is powered by the new generation electric motors from Volvo. That's pretty nice. Currently we have two versions, the twin motor version and the twin motor performance version. The twin motor has 408 horsepower and 770 newton-meters of torque. That's plenty already, but if you want to spice it up, you can opt for the twin motor performance version, and that will give you a combined output of 517 horsepower and 910 newton-meters of torque. That is fast for a Volvo car weighing almost 2,800 kilograms. 0 to 60 or 100 kilometers an hour. In the performance, 4.9 seconds. In the twin motor version, 5.9 seconds. That is quick. Now there is an interesting difference on the EX90 between the twin motor and the twin motor performance. Now the Volvo EX90 twin motor performance has all-wheel drive, which enables controllable torque distribution split between the axles, and it comes with a torque vectoring declutch unit that allows the Volvo EX90 to decouple the e-motor from the drive during coasting to minimize energy consumption. So that's pretty clever. And in the Volvo EX90 twin, the front e-motor provides the drive away from standstill under normal circumstances. However, if more throttle is applied, both e-motors will engage. Interestingly enough, in the twin motor you will have a button to enable constant all-wheel drive. So where the performance version is constant all-wheel drive, the twin motor one will focus more or less on the front wheels, and when needed give backup with the rear driving axles. That's pretty interesting to know. Also good to know is the towing capacity. The EX90, both the twin motor and performance one, will be able to tow up to 2,200 kilograms. That is very nice of course, and the car will also come with, for example, the familiar one pedal drive, basically meaning that with your gas pedal or energy pedal nowadays you will be able to accelerate and also come to a standstill. Don't you worry, there is always a brake pedal as well. So the battery of the EX90 consists of 17 modules, and they combine into 111 kilowatt hours of energy storage. So that's a lot. Usable a little bit less, 107 kilowatt hours. That's still plenty. Now, as I said, these 17 modules are integrated into that new SPA2 platform, allowing for plenty of space inside the Volvo EX90, so that is super cool. You will also have a flat floor also in the rear. Finally, that is nice to have. And of course, that 107 kilowatt hours of a battery pack is nice to have, but it is more important what the car does with it regarding energy consumption. Now, as for the Volvo EX90, the current expected range is up to 600 kilometers, which is 372 miles. For the twin motor, while the twin motor performance of course will use more energy. Currently they estimate it at 590 kilometers, 366 miles, but that is based on the WLTP, so the European standard. For the EPA certification, they say that the Volvo EX90 will be able to do 482 kilometers, which will be 300 miles on a full charge. So that's considerably less than the WLTP figure. Now, as for charging the battery, the EX90 will be the first car that can do up to 250 kilowatt of energy DC charging. That's pretty impressive. As I said, first Volvo car. For example, my current car, the C40, can do up to 150 kilowatt hours. So that's quite a significant improvement. That is nice. Meaning the EX90 can do 10% to 80% state of charge in about 30 minutes. Do note that is DC charging, so fast charging you do, for example, along the highway. Do note that maybe this is your first electric vehicle, or will be, that 250 kilowatt of power will not be through the entire range from 0% state of charge to 100%. No, it will probably be from 5% towards 40% state of charge, and from there it will start to decrease. You can compare it to filling up your glass with water. Once you open the tap, the water can flow in very fast, but once the glass is almost full, you need to close the tap more and more and more, otherwise the water will flow over your glass. It's a bit of an example. But anyway, this means that the EX90 can do 180 kilometers or 111 miles of range in about 10 minutes. So that's pretty nice and almost comparable to a regular fill up with gas. Now, the Volvo EX90 will also be the first car to have bi-directional charging. That basically means that your car can figure as an energy source, as a power output. For example, for your vehicle to home, so when in the evening you get home, the energy can be quite expensive at that moment, and then you will hook up your EX90 and get a bit of energy from your car. It can also figure as a vehicle to load, so for example when you go camping, the car can power your coffee machine or charge your iPhone, just saying. It can also do other useful things, for example connect your car to the grid and provide some energy back to the grid. Perhaps you can earn some money from that. And also you can help fellow Volvo drivers, as we like to do of course, by giving that person a free charge. Perhaps when you are camping you find a very nice Volvo C40 twin recharge with a very tall Dutchman in it, for example, needing a charge, then make sure you hook him up with some free juice from your EX90. So that's very useful, of course, in emergency situations and all that. But yeah, that bi-directional charging on the EX90, it's a pretty cool feature and also very future-proof, I think. Very nicely by Volvo. Alrighty folks, so enough tech and engineering talk about the EX90. Let's talk trim, specifications and options. Now, the intro version on the EX90 is a so-called Ultra trim. That sounds new. Well, it is new. I would have expected that they would call it Ultimate, but no, Ultra is the new thing, and that means that it has, you know, what we like to call it, the full enchilada on it, so every option ticked. Now, this Ultra name is new, as I said, and it adds on the current offer of Essential, Core Plus, Ultimate, and then from now on Ultra. I kinda assume that Ultra will replace Ultimate on the Volvo lineup, perhaps from model year 24 and so on. Also good to know, the current price to start with on the twin motor, that is, and now I'm talking Dutch prices, it will be 102,000 euros, and for the performance upgrade you pay 5k extra, 107-ish thousand euros. That's a lot of money, and I would have expected that the car would be a little bit less expensive. But this morning I compared it to a full spec Volvo XC90 T8 from the current generation, and I finished somewhere in 112,000 euros. So basically this twin motor Ultra Intro Edition is quite the bang for your buck. Now the EX90 comes as a 7-seater, but in the future I expect the car will also have a 5-seater and 6-seater configuration. Now as I said, the Ultra Spec means that you get all the options on it. I got the price list and option list over here, and I'm gonna talk you through a bit of my personal highlights and nice options to know or to consider. Now safety specs, the Volvo EX90 is the safest Volvo ever built. It's designed to understand you and its surroundings, and it can also get smarter and safer over time by, for example, the over-the-air updates and also new data where it learns from. So that's pretty cool. Now the EX90 has a so-called invisible shield of safety enabled by the latest sensing technology inside and outside. State-of-the-art sensors like cameras, radars, and this new lidar on top of the roof on the car. Now thanks to these state-of-the-art sensors, cameras, lidars and all that, the EX90 is the first Volvo car to be hardware ready for autonomous driving. So when it gets approved by the regulatory countries, laws, I don't know what so on, your car will receive an over-the-air update and then it will be able to do autonomous driving, probably at first on the highway and such. So that's super cool, of course. So besides the safe space technology with LiDAR, driving understanding system and the occupant sensing system, standard on each EX90, the car also comes with all other applicable safety systems currently available on Volvo cars. But there are plenty of other interesting options. The first one, very interesting, is the new 8-inch driver's display. So underneath or behind your steering wheel you will have a nice little digital display, a bit like a Ford Mustang Mach-E for example. 3 settings they state. You have the clean, the car centric and the maps functionality, so that's good to have of course. Now also interesting, they state that we get wireless Apple CarPlay. That's a new thing. That's a new thing. I hope they learned that from perhaps Lynk&Co or something like that. But good job Volvo cars, I appreciate that. Now the car will also have 6 USB-C ports in the car, 2 on each row. That makes 6 of course. Also interesting, the car will be able to use your phone as key, and with that you will also get 2 NFC smart cards, basically credit card size, in case your phone is empty, lost, whatsoever, and you got your wallet still. That would be nice then, of course, you will have that little NFC card to open up the car. Now similar to my Volvo C40, the EX90 comes with a fixed sunroof. That's a bit of a bummer, of course. Opening up your roof, especially in the summer, is quite nice. But they did that to allow more space in the interior cabin. Also my C40, it's a coupe SUV, but due to that fixed sunroof, it allows for more space up here. Now as for the EX90, they kind of did the same. A fixed sunroof allows for more headspace inside, meaning you can also make the roof line a bit lower, which of course is good for an electric vehicle. Then up front you get a frunk. Being an electric car, of course, Volvo sticks to the frunk, so that's nice. I often use as a reference my North Face travel bag, size medium. You can fit that in, for example, my frunk of the Volvo C40, so that will also fit perfectly in the EX90. And you got also 2 extra compartments alongside in the EX90 where, for example, you can put your charging cable. Now Volvo was making a lot of fuss about the new Harman Kardon system in the EX90 with 25 speakers and all that, but do note that is not standard on your EX90 Ultra full enchilada spec. Now as a standard on the Ultra you get a Bose sound system, so I'm not sure what happened with Harman Kardon, as I for example have in my C40, but yeah, Bose from now on, so that's nice. That includes 14 speakers including a subwoofer. Total power output is 940 watts. Besides that, in the interior you get the birch wood inlays. They look super nice, and also at dark they will light up a bit. So they made some kind of lighting thing in the birch inlay of the car. That looks super good. Now the car also comes with soft closing doors, similar to the Polestar 3. I find it quite interesting. I've never experienced a soft closing door, so perhaps it's a must-have thing on your premium car nowadays. But yeah, it's there. The car also gets laminated glass, which of course is good for safety and also noise reduction. And super cool, the EX90 has the next generation pixel LED headlights, basically meaning the Thor hammer lamps, and they have this thing in it where the Thor hammer will open up and the real light becomes visible. And according to the design team from Volvo, that also gives the car a bit of an identity, some real pair of eyes when the Thor hammers open up. Looks super cool. And we also have, as I already said in my expectations video on the EX90, we have that vertical light underneath the Thor hammer to give a bit more of a powerful statement to that Thor hammer. So that looks super cool. Now, pretty interesting, Volvo is very keen on safety on the EX90, but there is an option to improve the safety of the car, and that is the so-called Pilot Assist pack, which includes Park Assist Pilot. So basically the car will park itself for you, so that's nice. Do note you need to be in it. And also the pilot assist is an option. This package costs €2,500. So this pilot assist pack, for example, will enable the car to shift lanes or change lanes on the highway and all that. And it works until 150 kilometers an hour. For an ultra spec EX90 Intro Edition, I would have kinda assumed that the pilot assist pack would be standard on the EX90. So keep that in mind if you want that full functioning, safety, autonomous kind of vibe, as it is right now. Then make sure you spec that pilot assist pack. So then the exterior of the Volvo EX90, it looks amazing. Make sure you check out other videos and things from Volvo cars as well. But yeah, on the other side, Volvo is minimizing the offer on all their cars, also to make it easier for online sales. So then for the colors, we have some new ones and also some familiar ones, of course. But as a standard, you get the newly introduced Vapor Grey Metallic. That's basically the new standard color from model year 24, replacing the Black Stone Solid. We also get the Onyx Black Metallic, Denim Blue, Platinum Grey, all familiar, Silver Dawn Metallic as well. Then the Vapor Grey, as I said, standard. The new one is the Sand Dune Metallic. That's interesting, so apparently the Bright Dusk Metallic is already out of order. Anyway, you also get an Inscription Metallic, which is the Inscription Crystal White Pearl, which for example I have on my Volvo C40, absolutely amazing. And probably my choice on an EX90. Now besides that, exterior wise, pretty limited. You can opt for tinted rear and side windows, of course nice. And you can spec at this moment 2 wheels, a standard pair of 21-inch wheels and also the 22-inch wheels which they showed during the reveal of the car. Do note the 21-inch wheels will come on the new all-season Recharge Volvo tire, but the 22-inch wheels will not. So if you get the 22s, more expensive, will come summer tires, and then you also still need to get a winter set with that. I think maybe they will change that later when a 22-inch wheel recharge tire will become available, but until then you get summer tires on your 22s. Then on the inside of the EX90 there's basically one thing you can spec, and that is of course the upholstery. But 2 choices are available, or 2 styles. We got the new Lynk&Co interior style, which is a very sustainable leather or vegan kind of leather vibe going on. Basically in black, white or blonde and a bit of a grey, warm, amber-ish kind of color. Looks pretty interesting. Very nice, of course, to have sustainable materials. Then you can also upgrade the interior with the tailored wool blend. That's a newly introduced thing on Volvos, already available on some model year 24 cars, also 23, XC40 and C40 Recharge, for example. But anyway, a very nice wool blend interior. Looks very nice. Will set you back another €1,000 for that. Personally, I think I would go for the Lynk&Co just to try that, and also on pictures and videos that looks lovely already. Oh, and then on the second row in the middle you can opt for a booster seat for your kiddo. Oh, that's nice. Now to conclude a sustainability fun fact for you. The Volvo EX90 contains approximately 15% of recycled steel, 25% of recycled aluminium, and as well on the interior 48 kilograms of recycled plastics and bio-based materials. That's very nice. That corresponds to about 15% of the entire EX90. So there we go, folks. That is the EX90 in a nutshell. More specification and option wise. As I said, make sure you check the Volvo Cars website for footage about the car. But I hope this video is a bit more useful if you are considering this car, that you are also a bit more up to date with the options you can actually get on this car. Overall, I am super enthusiastic about the EX90. It looks amazing. The next generation Volvo cars. I cannot wait to see one and drive one, of course. Maybe order one. For that, make sure you are subscribed and like these videos. Thank you very much. But anyway, guys, the EX90 in a nutshell. Of course, more to come on this car and also on the future models. But anyway, question, comments, leave them down below. Let's talk about this EX90. What do you think about it? And that being said, as always, I thank you a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. We're almost hitting 5,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for that. More to come this week, next week, of course, all Volvo, Polestar and Lynk&Co. Stay tuned, and until then, I see you in the next video. Bye bye.